I have been testing out affirming for basically 3 hours every single day. From mindset rewiring to literal quantum movement, this is going to be everything that's happened. And make sure you guys watch till the end to see what happens to your mind if you test out this kind of approach and all the changes that will actually come together overall for anyone who wants to test out this type of approach. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is a slightly different video, going along the lines of some of my most viral, popular content, testing out methods, letting you guys know, kind of going above and beyond of different methods, different manifestation challenges and techniques, and letting you know, like, does this actually work? What was the effect? Should you also go to the extent of putting in this effort? So I'm going to get into all of that today. What I did, give you guys the examples of what will happen, just advice that is applicable to your manifestation, to anyone who wants to understand how this would work. So that's what we're going to get into today. So make sure you guys watch and thumbs up the video if you enjoy. And yeah, on screen before we jump into it, I will pop on all my coaching offers, the extra support you can get, extra content, everything is on screen. Members are about to get their monthly content again, so make sure you sign up now if you want to vote and be part of it, because I'm constantly posting, asking members, you know, what content they actually want to see. So yeah, everything is linked below, and now let's start the video. So I'm not going to go into great detail because, like I said, manifestation works objectively. This can be applied to anyone who wants to take on this approach. The subject matter doesn't matter whether you're manifesting, you know, $1 million or your SP. The approach would be the same. The methods don't change just because you're manifesting something different. That's trying to base things just on circumstances. So I'm not yet revealing or talking about the details of what I'm manifesting, but I'm telling you guys the approach, the amount of effort I put in, and did it actually work, and explaining shifts that I did experience that are actually going to prove that it does work. So those internal shifts do come about quite quickly and powerfully. That's always going to be the sign. And for yourself testing this out, it's not about movement or what your 3D looks like, it's about what you're experiencing, because you have to shift internally. You have to make those changes in your mindset. Your emotions will show everything. There's just so many signs within yourself, you know, within your literal body, that will tell you, oh, this is working, or something's changing and shifting, and I actually have an effect now. When you think a certain way, your mindset will actually start to change, and that is all the success and proof that you need. Did also experience, I wouldn't say, yeah, I mean, I guess it's more of a new manifestation, a specific goal I'm working towards. And I did have initial pushback from my mind, where I was thinking, you know, oh, is this even going to work? Or should I be, you know, the steps that I'm taking, should I be doing this? You know, all the affirmations, should I be, you know, writing out scripts, saying my affirmations, visualizing, looking at literal visuals, literal images. At one point, I even asked AI, ChatGPT, to create an image of what my end result might look like. So I have a visual on my phone and I can say, this is my end result. I did have those moments initially, and, you know, just throughout the journey where obviously I don't have 100% confidence, 100% belief. That's completely fine and natural. I've always, like, since starting this, obviously I understand manifestation very well. So I've been in a good point. It's not that I've spiraled or wavered, but I had moments, or sometimes think, oh, you know, am I doing the right approach? Should I maybe be changing something around? But knowing how good it feels and the shifts I have experienced, and understanding the principles that I know, I feel really good about that, and I didn't spiral. But yes, I did have some pushback, obviously my conscious mind, that I'll get into in a moment as well, in a second stage that I experienced. I also had an increase in, like, my awareness, so recognizing signs. This ties into something I'll get into a little later called the reticular activating system, I believe is the correct term. But I did notice signs. I was more in alignment. I was present. I was aware. I was intentional. So when I started to see lots of birds before land, positive signs, things that I also connected to my faith. Personally, you know, I'm Catholic, I do believe in God, so I like to connect my prayer and faith, you know, in religious terms to that, and to kind of tie it all in together to build up my trust in perfect timing and the way things come together, and knowing things are coming together for my, you know, highest good, that kind of thing. So for me, all of that helped, and I was just super intentional in saying, you know, this is a sign from God, or this is just a bird before land. And, you know, I started to really notice and tap into and tune into I guess you could even say, in quantum terms, that frequency where I was being shown externally signs. So I became very aware. As within, 3 hours a day, I would set my timer and loop my affirmations. When I started to build that up, it was either, maybe around 2 hours. Sometimes I can get up to like over 3 hours of just looping affirmations. And that's like more or less on and off over the past few weeks that I've really shifted things around. You guys have commented that you've seen changes and shifts. I've had friends tell me you just have this different energy. So I just know it's genuinely working. It's literally shifting me internally. And I saw the signs. I started to see birds before land, and and it's not just me saying, oh, I see a blue car, so that's, great. Or, oh, I see, I'm not manifesting an SP in this case, but it's not like, oh, I see my SP's name. It's not like that. I would literally see reflections of what I'm manifesting, what I'm affirming, things to do with the topic. And I would just use that moment to reaffirm, this is what I have. So this was where things really started to get more real and less like a routine and more of like this is just part of my daily routine. This is just I know I just said it's not like a routine, but it just felt natural, like not something where I'm, going to do a task. It was like I'm building and embodying and lifting up this new version of me, this new identity where this is who I am now. This is my life. This is what I've achieved. And it felt more like just truth and something that I'm literally creating and building rather than attempting to manifest or like this task or routine that I just have to tick off the list. It just felt natural. Like I want to get up and do my affirmations. I want to wake up and think about this and visualize this and do my routine and put on fun music and, just really embody and envision and mentally imagine and pretend as if this is my reality. And it felt really good. It didn't feel like super arduous or draining. I really felt like my confidence grew as well in terms of my manifestation without needing external validation. And I wasn't someone, again, who spiraled or wavered a lot because I know how manifesting works. I'm pretty good at being able to detach from that. So I didn't, seek or constantly look for or wait for external validation. I knew it all starts and shifts internally. That's where my focus needs to go. And I felt my confidence in that growing and not needing, the proof or the birds before land to see that. They would just come up naturally. And it was perfect. And I always expect and anticipate I will see it reflected because I've saturated my mind so much, but my confidence just grew so much in that. And I just felt really stable about it. So what I kind of referred to earlier, which I believe I can call it just RAS, but the reticular activating system. So it's where your mind, whatever you focused on and saturated in your mind, where you keep telling yourself, if I give an example, like, I have a bouquet of red roses. Let's say I was manifesting that. I might end up receiving red roses by the end of the day. But if I kept saying, I have a bouquet of red roses. I love my red roses. Oh, isn't it wonderful? I've received red roses. I have the most beautiful bouquet of flowers. My reticular activating system, because I focused on that, I've saturated my mind. I keep talking about that, visualizing it as I was saying it, and probably you guys watching it, I imagined a bouquet of red roses. So I would then, see that reflected externally. I'd be walking down the street and suddenly a whole flower stall just has tons of red roses, or a picture on social media. Or I would just catch my attention. What am I trying to say? I would notice that. I would recognize and say, oh, because I focused on it so much, I'm seeing it. But it would be shown not just like, oh, I'm able to catch, one random red rose. No, it's being shown to me externally, and I'm acknowledging that, I'm recognizing that, I am seeing that this is a reflection of literally where I focused. So I would see that a lot, where I would see social media content, TV shows, music, just words coming up, things on the streets, things people would say to me, that really align with what I'm manifesting with that topic. And like very niche specific details. And that's what you will experience as well, whether it's with a specific person or something just to do with yourself that you're manifesting, you will see that start getting reflected. And it doesn't mean that other people have what you want, or that you haven't achieved it, or that there's still a lack of movement. It's your reticular activating system, I think that's correct, RAS, showing you, look at this external evidence of what you focused on internally. started to really gain more of a clear sense of this is already mine. Like I said, I wasn't chasing it, I wasn't waiting, I wasn't hoping. I was constantly reaffirming this is mine. So another tip that I did, and it just started to come up naturally, going to talk a little bit more about this in a moment, but it did come up naturally for me, where I was literally just already naturally saying, and it felt good to say, it didn't feel stressful or like I was trying to stop myself from spiraling, saying, this is mine. This is already mine. It's done. It's here. What did I say? Yeah. It's here. It's mine. It's done. So I would reaffirm the quantum reality to shift my own reality and say, this is mine. And I built up that habit consciously. But again, it tied in naturally. It felt natural, and it's almost at the point where it's on autopilot. I've taught myself this habit now where part of my, even though, 3 hours of affirming, but my whole mindset routine to do with this, I would say, this is already mine. Not saying, that there's a bird before land, here's a sign. Not even that it's working. I would reaffirm it's already here, it's mine. And my affirmation would obviously be in present tense, like, this is what I have this. And then another really significant key element that I know it's working, and that I was even talking to someone about this and they were in shock. They were like, that sounds crazy, is I would have visualizations, but they would be visuals tied to my affirmations. And this usually only happens when I really saturate my mind. And usually it's if someone has, really saturated their mind with significant repetition, consistency, and just really honing in on and getting really focused. So I knew that within, even just 1 hour of my affirmations throughout the day, I would already start getting crazy visuals. And sometimes that could be a case of, it's your future self, it's the quantum reality where that exists coming in. You're getting visuals of what you're literally creating and about to physically experience, or it's just visuals where your subconscious is bringing it up because you've saturated to the point where your mind has actually accepted it and it's starting to come up naturally. I would get the most insane, vivid visuals that I believe they can kind of be referred to as somatic visuals, where I would play music. I would really just embody the end result of how I would feel having this manifestation. And I would be listening to my music, just feeling really good, confident, uplifted. And I would just suddenly, whether it was, inspired by my affirmations, what I was literally saying, sometimes it would be, I would, look out the window, or I'd see something on social media and it would just trigger a visual. I felt like Raven in That's So Raven. Literally, I would just suddenly be taken aback by this powerful visual that embodied me. I felt the emotion. I saw it clearly. I would smile to myself experiencing it. I would talk out loud during it. It was completely delulu, but it was so powerful and realistic. I know that is my subconscious having been saturated, and it's filtering out and overriding all those negative beliefs. I can literally feel the shifts coming in for myself internally. So that's how I know the physical reflection is very, very close. And instead of having this sense of urgency or things that I might have questioned or tried to think about or analyze, or, felt a little bit of, maybe not panic, but a little bit of concern or doubt about, and try to think logically, okay, what do I need to do in my life to achieve this? But what if I do this? What if I spend more time here? Should I be going here? Should I be doing this? Instead of that, there was no sense of urgency. There was a sense of, I know it's coming. I know it's mine. I know what I'm doing is working. And it was this magnetic, uplifted, calm feeling where I just connected to the end result. I felt really, really good about what I was doing. And that ties into the amount of time I spent, 3 hours. That is significant saturation. And like I said, of course, not every single day, but let's say over a period of 2 weeks now, I've been super consistent, and all of these changes have strengthened and come in over those 2 weeks. And like I said, I'm kind of at a point of on autopilot, reaffirming that new reality. So just to summarize, I've developed really strong, random visuals. It's not that I sit down to visualize. They are prompted from my subconscious mind by seeing something or looping my affirmations. Sometimes even just listening to music, fun music, uplifting music, usually instrumental music, so that I don't get distracted and I can just focus on my words, just kind of background music that would embody my dream life, that would embody the end result, and I would feel really good. I would connect to it. I've had dreams as well. That's something I didn't mention. I had dreams connecting to literally my visuals. My vision board, the affirmations that I literally say, they literally reflected in dream form. I feel really good. I feel the internal shifts. So I'm not even panicked or as you guys have seen in this video, I'm not trying to over explain or justify why it's not here physically. It doesn't matter. The quantum reality and possibility exists. It's being brought more and more into my physical experience the more I focus on it. And at any moment it could arrive, and that's what I'm preparing for and expecting. I think you guys can sense the confident energy in what I'm saying, but yeah, it feels really good and balanced and aligned. So just one final section to let you guys know, like I said, a summary of what you can expect, what you might experience, the kind of things that you can anticipate is that old stories might filter to the surface. That was one, I guess you could say, negative aspect where initially I was a bit concerned, like, is this me holding on to my concerns, the old story, the doubts in terms of, you know, worries that I would have about not being able to achieve this? But that is normal. It's kind of like purging. It's your mind and subconscious releasing the old story, releasing what was. And I knew I didn't hold on to it or waver, and it wasn't something I would want or try to focus on. So I knew it was just the old story, and it's actually pretty normal. So it's just filtering out, coming to the surface. As long as it's not something that constantly comes up and constantly happens, you don't need to be concerned about it at all. And when you hold on to that new state, the confident end result state, faster and longer, the external your external reality and that end result comes in even faster. If you hold it super powerfully and consistently, like I said, you know, for about 3 hours every single day, you connect to it, you recalibrate and change your own energy, your frequency, what quantum reality you're connecting to, the end result that you are literally bringing in because you are embodying the version of you that has it. So the 3 hours and doing all this work and focus, it's not about control or trying to force a quick outcome. I don't care about the timeline because I know it's going to happen quickly because I'm putting the work and focus in. But it's about alignment. It's about becoming that version of you, thinking that way, literally retraining your mind and therefore your body to react and accept that as your new reality. So it's not about trying to control or say, if I spend 7 hours, then it will come tomorrow. You can't think that way because then you're going to just sit and wait for results. So yeah, just remember that you're not repeating and looping your affirmations and doing this kind of significant saturating routine to get something. You're affirming who you are. You're doing it to become the version of you that has it. Even if it's an SP, it's a job, it's losing weight, it's something, it's money, you know, whatever, you are still becoming the version of you that has it. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave this video here. It's a super, super long one, but I hope this was useful. So yeah, essentially, I don't really care. Maybe I'll get some like comments or whatever of people saying, oh, but you didn't even manifest it, so it doesn't work. Manifestation is a process. You have to have the internal shifts, and what I'm manifesting is a big one. It's a big shift, a really like amazing achievement and goal in my life. So I know it's coming together and I'm putting in the work. I feel the shifts. I'm just enjoying the process as it happens, and the physical result comes when you are almost completely and fully aligned. That's when the physical result does start to come in. I have had a lot of movement. Yeah, definitely a lot of movement and birds before land, but I know the physical result is coming at any moment and I'm already accepting it. I already have it. It's already mine. So that's just how it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed, found this useful. Maybe test this out if you want to, if you can. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Let me know what you think, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.